some of the main common patterns to be watching for are lack of empathy. So, is your partner empathetic? Do you feel like you are understood and that your needs are met? That's a really important pattern to be paying attention to in a healthy relationship. Sides have empathy and understanding. And then a sense of responsibility. So, is my partner equally responsible in the relationship? Because a lot of times in these dynamics, you get a partner that is overly responsible. And in the case of victims of abuse, they often take on more than their fair share of the responsibility in hopes of making the relationship okay or making the relationship work or keeping the peace. And so then that is on one end of the spectrum. And then on the other end of the spectrum is the abusive partner who doesn't take responsibility for their behavior and is blaming you or others for their behavior or for their misfortunes in life. And there's a lack of accountability, a lack of responsibility that can be seen within the relationship and oftentimes outside of the relationship, whether that's in the workplace or with other relationships. So there's often also a jealousy component, and certainly that can be jealousy around friends or coworkers of the opposite sex, that type of thing. We see the jealousy showing up even with friends and family members, even accomplishments or promotions, anything that strengthens you and strengthens confidence and independence and autonomy can be perceived and often is perceived by someone that's abusive as a threat. And so you can see jealousy flaring up. And again, that's often cloaked in making fun of support system or putting down the accomplishment that you've just had, minimizing it in some way or dismissing it in some way. And then, of course, there's the whole isolation piece where the person becomes more and more withdrawn from their support system. So, friends, family, sometimes coworkers, or even work, as the abusive relationship just really does not support those other relationships. And the abusive person makes it quite difficult to maintain a close and healthy level of contact with others. And then, of course, often we see pattern of entitlement too.